Hey there, Midas Letter traders, viewers, subscribers, and investors. Today I have a special guest. John Ricci joins me now. He's the CEO of Danavation Technologies Corp, trading on the CSE in Canada under the symbol DVN. John, welcome.
Thanks, James. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. And John, if we could start with a quick overview of what is the company's business.
Great. The company's business. I'll give you a little bit of background. In 1993, Frank Borges and myself started Dana Industries. Dana Industries is a big player in the shelf visual merchandising signage industry, shelf talkers, wobblers, danglers. We work with most of the major retailers in North America, and we are global as well. So we've had that business for coming up on 30 years. In 2018, we launched Danavation, and Danavation basically is a DSL manufacturer and designer. So DSLs, digital smart labels, as we like to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Digital smart labels are little electronic devices that display pricing and information in real time. You get automatic updates from a central hub. Could be a head office that controls 100 stores, or a head office that controls multiple channels for information to be sent out and be viewed by the customer or consumer or point of contact. We have various vertical markets. So in 2018, we started Danavation. About a year and a half ago, a group expressed interest in taking us public. We went public in January of 2021. We've been public now on the CSE stock symbol DVN for a couple of months. And so it's been quite the ride, going from the private sector to public is a lot different than I thought. But my legacy business runs itself, and we have ops people and managers, and it's a lot of good repeat customers. And we're springboarding Danavation. We've got the same customer base as we do in Dana Industries. So.
Okay. So tell me about this digital smart label. How does it save time, and how is it more attractive to retailers?
So retailers are original target customers. So retail is using a technology, or not even technology, just using a system that's 30, 40, 50 years old. It's a system of paper tags, printing paper tags at source, or printing paper tags outside of a third-party mail-out company. So if you're doing a SKU change, for example, you've got to print 2,000 SKU changes, send it to a store. The store then has to get their crew together, the file managers in the store, to implement the SKU changes. It could take anywhere from 1 to 2 days. It's very, very labor intensive. The possibilities of errors are high. You have to do a lot of advanced planning to make that system work. You're tying it into flyers or your online sales presence. So it's very labor intensive. What you can do with a digital smart label is basically at the point that you're batching your pricing. So you have you're running a store, and you have 100 stores, and you're changing 2,000 prices. You batch your prices. You make your price changes tonight at 12:01 a.m., for example, tomorrow morning. The signal's sent. Your prices are changed. Store managers walk in the store tomorrow morning. Everything's set. So you're eliminating labor 100%. Now,
Sure.
We're not eliminating, one of the questions I'd be asked is, what happens to these employees? But I mean, have you seen any of our videos? Have you looked at our presentation?
Yeah.
Some interesting case studies, specifically the LCBO, and they mention about, removing all the tedious tasks of price changing and all the labor that's involved, and then having their employees focus on more important things, servicing customers, making sure inventory is on the shelf, and making sure product's there and product information. So you can repurpose your employees to do more important things that probably require a lot more skill and front-facing experience.
Right. Okay. So then how you've got some major customers. Tell me about your bigger customers, and like how many stores are you in, et cetera?
So we're in quite a number of stores. We deal with customers on our Dana industry side, and we've had customers for 20 plus years. We're using the contacts and our trust and credibility to get into these same customers. We have some that we're piloting with, some we're in initial rollout stages. All the information of who we're dealing with is on our website, danavation.com. And I like deferring anything like that to our website, specifically our investor relations page. If there's any updates that are put on there, they'll be there. But anyone looking for answers or having any questions regarding that information is readily available on our website.
Okay, but you have some major customers like LCBO.
Yeah, so the LCBO we piloted in Kitchener about a year ago. And it was through that pilot and the success of that pilot that they gave us their flagship store in Queens Quay. That store is totally digitized. We actually came up with out of stock software solution for them. And we've also designed a custom size label DSL for them. They use a wider format PDF hard copy. So we mimicked what they wanted in digital form, and we provided that for them. So,
okay. So how do the revenues scale for this across the next 12 months, 24 months? Are you profitable? And if not, how soon till you get to profitability?
We'll be profitable at about a year's time. We're on target with our revenue numbers.
Okay.
We're happy with where we are right now. We have a lot of interest. We're doing a lot of assessments. We have a lot of meetings. We have a full team here. My sales team, my marketing team, my operations team is in the office. We're not working remotely. So we're out visiting where we can, because you have to do a face-to-face. We're doing assessments where we can. We're doing a lot of Zoom conference meetings, of course, when we can't. But we're being received very well right now. And one of the things that's kind of sped things along, unfortunately, is this whole COVID pandemic that we're in right now, because what a DSL does offer you is takes away some of the pain points, i.e. touch points in the store. So it's a real clean, aesthetically pleasing system. When you install it in your stores, you're taking away the paper, you're taking away the amount of time that an associate is touching the shelf. And it just gives it a different look, and it has a very techy look to it. We can make the size of the fonts however you want it to be. We can make it bold, and we add color to it as well. We can put red, yellow on these, and we're also experimenting with an 8-color screen. So we get better every month. We're a little bit of backup. We're the only company that was grounded and founded in North America. We design and produce our own hardware, and we design our own software. So that makes us a little bit different than some of our competitors. And what we like to do is tell people that we offer them home field advantage, because we are here. And my experience of 30 years in retail has given me some real good insights, knowing and understanding what our customers' needs are and what they're expecting from us. And I'm able to anticipate certain questions. And I just know the market very well in the retail world in North America.
Okay. So then is it your company's plan to achieve a North America-wide client base for your product?
Exactly. And not just grocery retail, but other retail, big box, et cetera. But we started, our initial play was automate pricing at the shelf. And that pertained to specifically, as we talked about, grocery. You go after grocery because the SKU changes. It's all about pricing at the shelf. But we've gone to some other vertical markets, healthcare, distribution, warehousing, military bases, animal shelters and pet care and hospitals, and pharma manufacturing facilities. So we have not just an automating pricing feature, but we're also automating information, which makes it relevant to healthcare with a company like Ensign Group that we're working on some pilots with in San Diego on healthcare facilities, distribution warehousing, automating the distribution warehousing flow of order picking, et cetera, automating the maintenance schedules in a military base of maintaining military equipment, where a digital smart label has a great application in the part picking areas on base.
Oh, are you
shelters?
Military?
Pardon me?
You're servicing the U.S. military
Yeah, we're working with a military base right now on a project.
on a pilot basis for a broader distribution, or
Yeah,
what?
we're actually working on it. We're working with one of the larger bases, working on a project with their maintenance program in automating the workflow.
Wow. Well, that's impressive. So basically, we're at the early stages of a overnight success that has taken 20 years. Is that what I'm understanding
I
here?
hope so. Yeah, we've been. The technology is relatively new, but it's been perfected, and with hardware coming down, and let's face it, labor is going up, and when I follow politics on both sides of the border, and President Biden has mentioned minimum wage, for example, and stabilizing it and having it across the board be at a certain level. That's a lot of it's a huge increase that a lot of companies are facing when that happens. I'm not saying that that shouldn't happen. I mean, it's it's justifiably when people have to be paid more, but that's just going to add another layer of labor into stores that right now, that in the brick and mortar, where streamlining and having operational efficiencies are paramount to having future successes in today's marketplace.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so then what are the big growth catalysts for 2021 that will drive investor value and give people, investors in particular, a reason to invest right now?
We have some exciting news coming up in the next couple of weeks. We actually are working with some major retailers. There's a couple of press releases coming out, hopefully in the next 2 months, with some activity of who we're working with. And these are not just pilots anymore. A year ago, if you were to ask me what a pilot was to a customer a section of a store. We've kind of gone beyond that now, and a pilot is no longer a word that retailers use, our customers don't use anymore. They're using the first store. So we're getting a lot of first store requests, and they use that as we're going to do our first store, and we'll be able to pick our store complement, figure out what size tags we want and what size tags we want in specific areas of the store, how it's going to work, how does it look, how it's going to function. And that being the first store, we'll know what we can do moving forward as we roll these out to our 25, 50, or 100 stores. So we're getting that kind of talk on a regular basis from our customers, which is really good for us. And it is now known technology, and it makes a lot of sense when a potential customer walks into one of our activated stores, or an investor, for example. You'll see right away. I get exactly what it is. I mean, it's a real. It's black and white. I understand exactly what this company's doing.
Right.
You're digitizing a tedious, archaic method of pricing, and you're taking it into the next century.
Wow. Okay, so the only question I have is, who are your biggest competitors that have a similar product that might be sort of grabbing up market share in the U.S. at this point against your future success?
We have numbers of, it's an over $5 billion market in North America. It's probably 14 billion worldwide. Digital smart labels, ESL smart labels, all in the same kind of category. We have competitors, but they're from outside of North America, and they're here using distributors to manage your business. And we're here with a head office, and I don't use distributors. We use, this is our own company, and we have our own employees. So it's a big market, and there's a lot of potential. And I don't even think that, if you had 3 or 4 or 5 people, that you can still service the market. Not only that, we're exploring other markets where others aren't, and we've mentioned the retail, we've mentioned the healthcare, and warehousing, military bases, animal shelters, pharma manufacturing. There's so many different markets that we open up. We're getting potential customers coming to us asking for solutions, a custom solution, wondering if there's something that we can do with our DSLs that might be able to benefit them. And they're giving us what their pain points are. And there's a couple instances that we can provide something that no one else has. And we're just opening up a new market. Perfect. I was talking earlier about the office towers downtown, where they're going to get more into a shared office space scenario where you can walk in, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're going to be sitting somewhere different every time you walk in. our system works with your internal Outlook calendars, for example. We can sync our system with your calendar, and you can have your displayed information outside that door on a desk, or assign a desk to a person on any given day. So there's all kinds of automating systems that are just waiting for opportunities.
You bet. All right, John, that's a great introduction to the company. We're going to dive deep on it and probably participate. Thank you very much for your time today. We'll have you back soon.
Great. Thanks very much.